Getting to know you. Getting to know you. Getting to know all about you.
Hello everyone, we're here today with Dick Steinbach, also known as Lieutenant Commander Richard Steinbach, U.S. Navy, retired. Then he went on, I believe, to work for Pac Bell. And then you met your wife.
Anyway, so I joined late. They're off to sea on a practice cruise. I find this place in Belmont Shore. I go up the stairs, I look downstairs, and here's this pretty lady. And then, of all the dumb things I've ever done, I asked her out on a date, and we went to a Rams-Bears football game, and I bought a flask. I mean, things I've never done before. And we forgave all that, and we got married about a year later, maybe a little more, and had 4 gorgeous daughters, and I found work at the phone company and proceeded from there.
And then, okay, and all 4 girls went to Our Lady of Loretto right down the
That's
street
correct,
here?
right.
Excellent.
And then, go ahead.
And then you retired?
In the phone company, yeah, I hung in there as long as I could, and then they moved to Bishop Ranch, and that was just overwhelming, so I thought, you know, I can do other stuff.
Right.
So I retired early. I couldn't afford to. I had purchased a Mac in '84, and I was the only guy in the phone company that had a Macintosh computer. So that led me on a different pathway. And in Marin, there are people with money who need help trying to run these new computers.
Interesting.
So
okay.
that's where, and I used to do graphics. So that's where I have my business is Mac Images, you know, and it's one of those where you post your name. And so I used to do graphics for people. I used to teach people. I used to do classes. The other thing I fell into, because I'm always looking around, is some guy that made these devices that you put on top of an overhead projector so you can project the image from the computer. This is a long time ago on the screen. And he said, Dick, do you want to work for me? And I thought, what?
And then somehow in your neighborhood you met Dean Heffelfinger.
I did. And
Dean took you on a whole new path.
Correct. And Dean was very insistent, which was nice. And this Rotary Club is better than the other 5 clubs that I had combined. But this club, it blew me away when I first joined. You know, housing for the adults who can't afford it, all the things they've done.
I got to know you best when you started steering the Relay for Life fundraiser. And how did that become your passion?
My brother died of bone cancer, and it destroyed my mother. And I thought, here's somebody that's trying to find solutions.
Dick, could you explain for those who aren't familiar with Relay for Life what it is exactly?
It's a means of raising funds for cancer research. They use the process of walking around tracks at school locations, and that was attractive to me. They run it for 24 hours with pretty good intensity. And the people who jump in and do this thing have great big hearts, and they help out.
Is this one day a year? Is
one
this
day
happening?
a year, 24 hours.
Wow. I know that you're a little bit of a poet.
Yeah.
Did you write a poem about Rotary or about our Rotary?
I did write one about our Rotary, and I wrote it early on in my membership because I just was sort of blown away. And I wrote a poem about my experience with this club that I'd like to read. Thoughts on Rotary. They do good. There is small bickering and there are minor jealousies. A little intrigue here and there, but the normal human junk. But they do good, marvelous good. A teaching center in Mexico, a transplant in the Philippines, the honoring of teachers, support of the homeless, polio shots in the Ukraine, new wheelchairs in Novato, housing for seniors, pathways for walkers. There is competition to do good. There is outreach to the rest of the world. Russians in our homes, Ukrainians at our parties. This misses the wellheads in MAC-10, the microwaves for families, the overwhelming support of our town, the phenomenal support of the world. The lust for peace, the search for good, normal people, yet special people. Average people, yet outstanding people. There is the normal human junk, the flotsam and jetsam of being human, but there is good, just wondrous good. And hey, I'm the new guy, but I see it all over the place. Boy, am I glad I joined. If you want to know any more about the daughters, we had 3 in a row, good Catholics, and then 6 years later we had Lisa. The oldest is a nurse. She's got a master's in geriatric nursing, so she gives orders nowadays. The second oldest, I don't think I want that on there. The second oldest is an artist, and she is pretty well known, and she's got an exhibit. It's at one of the places in the city right now going on. She's probably going to come up Friday or Saturday and see it, so she might bring me in. Third oldest is a businesswoman. She runs a business for products that cover the whole United States.
Wow.
And she doesn't take any prisoners. And we lost the youngest one to a horrible, horrible, horrible accident. And she was doing a favor to a friend, but anyway, that happened. We came together, my wife and I, over that loss. And some people, it divides the whole thing. I'm pleased for both of us that we did. And we had monumental support because we were very much involved with our neighbors and our friends in the church and stuff.
Yes.
So,
Well, thank you very much, Dick. Very nice to get to know you a lot better. And you may be next.
think of a joke.